benches and things associated with that. The total area is about 13 acres. This is the largest park in the Park District of Oak Park. Oak Park is underserved in terms of sort of national standards for acres of parkland per population. It would be nice to have more, but that's one of the issues here is the loving it to death, the intense use that these parks get because of the 50,000 plus people and the acreage that you have. I guess this is that summary of the active and the passive areas right here, a little bit more graphic for you. Previous steps, what have we done so far to get to today? We had focus group discussions with some of the organized users, the sports teams, as well as Park District and other staff, police and so on. Here's what we heard in summary, not every single thing. Pedestrian safety was a concern along the east-west streets of Lemoyne and Greenfield, especially during times of peak demand with soccer and baseball pickup and drop-off. That was a concern that there's a safety problem with kids getting out of cars there. The quality of the trial gardens, the prairie trial gardens, which were installed with great enthusiasm and never really got the community support and maintenance to the degree maybe that you all had hoped, that the Park District had hoped. There are now a lot of weeds in them, and for the first time it was burned this past spring, so management is underway, but they still have a way to go. There's concern about the tot lot in the northwest corner, too close to the northwest baseball diamond. Foul balls go over the backstop, land in the tot lot, not a good situation. The baseball fencing, bleachers, and backstops fully depreciated. Installed in the 1960s, still hanging in there, but looking a little on the long in the tooth side. I think the Park District would like to see those replaced. The quality of the turf. It's lumpy, it's uneven. We were under the impression that it looks good and green from a distance, but it could use some improvement. It's not the highest quality. Well, it probably doesn't want to be the highest quality field of play. It could be improved to provide a higher quality of play. There was a strong interest in increased sports capacity. Now, let me be clear about what this means. You could increase capacity by increasing the number of fields, but you could also increase it by using synthetic turf, so you get play after rain or during rain, using sports lighting so you can play into the evening, by regrading to make bigger or better fields. So it's not only about adding fields. In fact, it may not be about adding fields because of the limited space that we've got. So this came out loud and clear from some organized sports people, so we're putting it up, right up here. The safety around the flagpole area seems like it's kind of a hangout, and there's broken bottles and all sorts of things that we probably would have done when we were younger, but which we now frown upon. Some improved visibility and maybe a little less of that activity there seems to be desirable. There's a lack of a loop walkway. You can't walk around the entire park. You can walk around the west part of it, you can walk around the south perimeter of it, but you can't walk all the way around it. And then we heard, especially from the Park District, about the need for a shelter, both as a meeting place for day camps, a greeting place for sports camps, and a shelter from inclement weather when a day camp is out there and a thunderstorm comes along and, like, what do you do? Throw yourself on the mercy of the neighbors? It's an inadequate situation right now. Community meeting number 1 3 weeks ago, we talked about a bunch of questions and concerns. Preservation of the existing passive recreation area and its garden-like qualities. We heard that pretty clearly. We heard that pretty consistently from some people. A completely different level of concern. The asphalt paths are crumbling at the edge. Park District finds them a maintenance problem. All of the paths in that loop, within the loop, were replaced a few years ago with concrete, which is a more durable material and which they would prefer in terms of the snow clearing and just general maintenance. We heard from at least one gentleman spoke strongly about the attractiveness of the park for wildlife habitat. In fact, it was about the nocturnal qualities of it, the goat suckers, nighthawks, and the owls and things like this. So it's not just the daytime, it's not just the squirrels. There really were some more exotic birds that this guy was interested in, and said, think about that too. It's not just what it looks like during the day or what we see when we're there for those other things. There was a lot of concern about the quality of the sports field, especially the uneven grading and the weeds, the uneven turf quality, a suggestion to add synthetic turf to increase the capacity, a suggestion to add sports lighting to increase the capacity. Again, the flagpole area and the safety and the activity there came up at the community meeting.